Okay, so today we are going to be making this train card. So it is a super duper card, and I'm going to talk you through the video. Okay. So when you open the file, you will find lots and lots of pieces, and once you've cut everything out, you should have the back piece for the card base, 2 pieces of card for the tunnel, which is those 2, 4 wheels, 2 parts of track. These are all the parts of the train that you can see in blue, and then you've got these pieces that I've cut out in silver, so we've got 4 of the parts that go behind the wheel, 2 parts for the bumper, 2 parts for the wheels, like the spoke between the wheels, and 2 parts for the track. And then we've also got this part of the dry stone walls. Now you need to cut 2 of these out, but I'm just doing the one this time, just to speed the video up really, and also parts of the tunnel and the front of the train, which is this part. Now what you'll notice is I've put these on the back of transfer paper. Now it's a bit of an experiment to see how well that transfers using that, rather than having to stick them all down by hand, and we'll see how well that goes. So the first thing we need to do is decorate the base card. So for that we're going to do a bit of inking. So first things first, I will get rid of anything we're not using right now. So we're going to take our Distress Ink Evergreen Bow, and I'm just going to use it to add a bit of depth of colour to the back of the card. Using a blending tool and just adding a bit of depth. I'm going to do at the back of the card that bit, and also a little bit to the front of the card as well, so this top part here. There we go. Right, and now we're going to build the tunnel. So we take the largest tunnel shape. Now don't worry too much about where this goes, just roughly centre it. There we go. And then we do the second tunnel shape. So this is a dark piece of card. There we go. Right, and then we need the dry stone wall tunnel. So what I've done is I've added sticky dots to the back of this, and I've put it on transfer paper. So I'm hoping this is going to work a bit like how you transfer vinyl, but we shall see. So I need to do a bit of lining up. Let's just hoping for the best for this. Oops. Come on. So the sticky dots are very sticky. There we go. Right. Put that down. Let's see. Oh, yeah, that's worked quite well. So you can take a bit more care lining everything up than what I've done. I'm just doing it quickly for the video. So you probably want that a bit further down though, but not bad for a first attempt. So we turn that round and we do the same thing with the dry stone wall, which is this part. Now I'm just doing one. You need to do one on this side here and one on this piece here. I'm just doing the one just to speed everything up. So place that on. Not quite going to fit. Okay, so top. Okay, so now we're going to decorate this part at the front. So I've used some wood effect paper for the railway sleepers. On the bottom, again just doing it by eye. And on the top, and then we've got two silver track pieces that need to go on. One part there, and one part there. You can also, if you cut this out in just a plain background, you can also use this as a name panel. Both of those pieces. So when you do yours, you'll need to do the second part of the dry stone wall on this side as well. So we're going to fold the card up now and we're going to stick it together. So we've got the card box shape done. There we go. So that's the box card part done, folding flat. And now what we're going to do is we're going to make the train part. So we've got all the train pieces. So again, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a bit more depth to the train using peacock feathers, just to make it stand out a bit more. This one. So those are the two parts that make up the front of the train, and these are the parts that make up the side of the train. So this is a bit tricky to assemble. If you're an experienced person at making our cards, then this should be not easy, but you should be able to make these. If you've got less experience doing pop-up cards, I'd recommend doing some of the easier ones first, or if you dive straight in, then just to give yourself plenty of time to get it done. Oops, daisy. There we go. Right, so I'm just doing that quickly. You can take a bit more time over everything. So, got all our pieces for our train. Let's just wipe the surface clean. Right, so where's me round? Ah, okay. Right, so this is the front part of the train, the face of the train. Now, I'm also going to add a bit of coolant in there. Using iced spruce. There we go. You can also use this on the dry stone wall effect parts. Again, it just gives it a bit more depth. This card is for my nephew, who is 3, who loves trains. So I've got this really cute sparkly 3 to go on the front. And then I'm just using a sticky dot to stick that to the front of the actual train. There we go. And then we've also got 2 silver sleepers, buffers. This is where you start getting told off by all the toddlers that you get the name for everything wrong. There we go, one there. Lovely. Right, now what we're going to do is stick these two small parts on. So bend them over. Bend. And these go on the back because these are going to form part of the train. So try and get them as straight as you can. Right, I've got 5 minutes. Whoops, sorry, turn the camera in. Right, so there's our train card. What we're going to do is we're going to stick this one at the front. So take the sticky off the tabs like this. And this one goes at the front. So I've done this just almost so it's touching the very front of the card. I don't quite want it to touch because then it can affect the way the card closes because you're sort of doubling up the front layer. But do get it as close as you can, so it is that close. You should be able to close it. Now you will find it springs back a bit, and what you need to do is just put a little sticky dot or something on there so that it closes. Right. Right, and so that should stick that to the front. Oh. Okay, perfect. And now I need to put the side pieces on. So this is the back part. We've got 2 side panels that need to go on here. So fold this over. Oops. And then you need to stick them, so these are on a bit of an angle. There we go, and they make the side of the train. So these don't actually attach anywhere else to the card, so you don't need to stick them onto the back or anything, but just go onto the side of the train. There we go. So these flaps are now freestanding. There we go. Right. And then what we need to do is stick these on. So this is the tricky bit. So what you've got to do is stick this to the back so that these bits are going to stick to it. So you need to make sure it's in the right depth from the card. So about there. It's just a case of doing it by eye. And keep checking that your card is folding flat after everything you've stick down. Okay. So now these parts need to stick onto the back of the train. Again, it's just a case of doing it by eye. Now you need to make sure they're straight. And again, fold it flat whilst you're doing it, so you know the card will fold. Okay. Now what will probably happen is my card, because the way I've done it, my card will fold flat one this way, but it won't be as easy to fold flat the other way, and that is just because of the way that these two flaps have got on. Now I can't find a way around that, but if I do, I will update the video. And then these two parts just go at the sides, and this is going to be the base for where you put your wheels on. So one part on there. So I didn't stick these on before just because it's easier to show you how to put it together without those parts. So you can stick these parts on before you stick the rest of the train in, or you can stick them on after, like I've done. That goes in the front there. Right, so you've done the trickiest part now. There we go. Right, so that's how our train is looking. So what we need to do is put the wheels on. Right, these are my wheels. So we've got 4 silver parts and 4 wheel parts, if you like, that look like wheels, the spokes. So the best thing I'm just going to use is my double-sided sticky tape gone. Ah, there it is. So I'm just going to use a small amount of double-sided sticky tape on the front of all of these. And then you need to stick the spokes on all the silver wheels. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. And then these get stuck to the bar that we just stuck in there. So I'm using sticky dots to do it. You can use whatever you like. I just like adhesives that don't need drying time. There's 2 on that side and then 2 on the other side. And then we've got 2 pieces here which form the bar that go between the wheels. That's one there. And that's one on the other side. And again, I just used double-sided sticky tape. Oops. And then the last piece is the funnel. Small piece of double-sided sticky tape. Go. And that just slots in between these 2 parts of the card. And there we go. Train card, which folds. So when you fold it, you need to make sure all these pieces are going in. There we go.